Ancient South India. Sangam Age. Sangam Age starts from around 3th century BC to 300 AD. The information about this period is drawn from Sangam literature. Classical Sangam literature consists of Tolkappiyam, the 8 anthologies Etutokai Patapatu. Tolkappiyam is attributed to Tolkappiyar. It is the earliest Tamil grammatical text dealing not only with poetry but also the society and culture of the times. Etutokai and Patapatu were composed by Panna, wandering bards, and Pilavar, the poets. Eco-regions during Sangam Age. According to the Thenai concept, Tamilagam was divided into 5 landscapes or eco-regions, namely Kuranji, Marutham, Malai, Neetal and Palai. Each region had distinct characteristics, a presiding deity, people and cultural life according to the environmental conditions, as follows. Tolkappiyam refers to the 5-fold division of lands: Kuranji, hilly tracts; Malai, pastoral; Marudam, agricultural; Needle, coastal; and Palai, desert. The people living in these 5 divisions had their respective chief occupations, as well as gods for worship. Kuranji, chief deity was Murugan, chief occupation, hunting and honey collection. Malai, chief deity Mayan, Vishnu, chief occupation, cattle rearing and dealing with dairy products. Marudam, chief deity Indira, chief occupation, agriculture. Needle, chief deity Varunan, chief occupation, fishing and salt manufacturing. Palai, chief deity Koravai, chief occupation, robbery. Main dynasties of Deccan and South India during Sangam Age. Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas were 3 important dynasties in South India. These dynasties are called as Movendas in Sangam literature. Their presence can be traced as early as the Mauryan times. They were associated with the megalithic culture. Other important dynasties include the Chalukyas of Badami, Pallavas of Kanchi and the Rashtrakutas of Manyaketa. Cholas. The Chola kingdom was between the Pennar and Vela rivers, central and northern parts of Tamil Nadu. Its chief center was Araya, which was famous for cotton trade. Their firm history begins with the coming of ruler Karakala in the 2nd century AD. Karakala founded Puha, also known as Kavarapattinam, which also served as Chola's capital. Puha was a port city with a large dockyard. It also yields evidences of Roman trade being carried out. Pandyas. They were first mentioned in the accounts of Megasthenes, who says that the kingdom was celebrated for pearls. It had matrilineal influence in the social setup. The capital of Pandyas was at Madurai. Sangams were held under the royal patronage of Pandyas in Madurai. An important port of Pandyas was Korkai. It was famous for pearl fishery and chank diving. Nidunchezian is most famous king of Pandyas. Important temples include Meenakshi Temple, Madurai and Nelayappa Temple on the banks of Tamarabarani in Tirunelveli. Cheras controlled central and northern parts of Kerala and Kongu region of Tamil Nadu. Vanji, modern Karoa, was the capital. They had ports on the west coast named Muziris and Tondi. The greatest king was Sengutuvan, who was also known as the Red or Good Chera. They were known for the spices, especially pepper. Tondas and Muziris were important ports under them. Satavahanas. The Satavahanas in the Deccan held an important position under the Mauryas. After the death of Ashoka, they assumed total independence. They became very powerful and made the capital at Pathan or Pratishthan on the river Godavari. The founder of this dynasty was Simukha. Important rulers include Hala, Gautami Putra Satkani, Vashishthaputra Pulumavi. Ganadhya wrote a text known as Brihatkatha under the patronage of Hala. King Hala is credited with the writing of Gatha Satasai, a collection of love poems. It is written in Prakrit dialect. The best known source to study about Gautami Putra Satkani is the Nashik Prashasti, eulogy, inscription, inscribed by his mother Gautami Balashri, which credits him with extensive military conquests. Satavahanas performed Ashvamedha and Rajasuya sacrifices as illustrated in Nanahat inscriptions. They worshipped Vasudeva, Indra, Surya and Chandra. They were the first to offer land grants to Buddhists and Brahmins. Nanahat inscription refers to tax exemptions given to the lands granted to Buddhist monks. They were succeeded by the Pallavas of Kanchi, Chalukyas of Badami and Pandyas of Madurai in south, Vakitakis in Maharashtra and Bera region, and by the Ikshavkas on the eastern side of the peninsula in Krishna Guntur